So before that, I would like to request Professor Rajeev Sangal, the director of the institute, to come over to the dais and occupy the chair. I also have great pleasure in requesting Professor P.J. Narayanan, the Dean R&D, Director in Waiting, also to come out to the dais and occupy the chair. I would like to request Professor Rajeev Sangal to say a few words on this momentous occasion. Thank you.
Friends, I think over the years I have spoken so much, and particularly in the last few weeks, that I have talked about my thoughts and how I see things in great detail. But if there is a summary of what drives IIIT, there are two things that come to my mind. One, research-led education, and in particular research that connects with society. Research connects with society through industry, through free software, through social engagement. That is the one driving force in the vision of IIIT. The second element, if I can say, is holistic education. Education that strives to build a complete man, not just in the narrow area, in the broad area, in real all aspects of life. And to achieve these two, the method is that of openness, taking people together through discussion, through consensus. Even though things have not always been perfect, that has been the attempt. So the goals and the methods. And it has really been a team effort where IIIT Hyderabad has reached. It's really a team effort where everybody gives their best, has given their best, is giving their best, or are giving their best, and will continue to give their best. That is because we all feel that this institute is mine, is ours. So with that common goal, two larger goals, the method and the feeling of being connected. So that has been, in a way, the driving force. It's not an individual, it's all of us. And as this transfer takes place, I was looking forward to a quiet life, but things may not be as quiet. But I am sure that what we have collectively built together will drive together and take it to greater heights. And I have great confidence in Professor P.J.Narayanan, the director designate, and in a few minutes to be the director, that he will take things forward along with everybody's putting their shoulder to the ratha or the cart so that it moves, and as it moves, it flies. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sangal. We are all conscious about your passion for research-led education and holistic education. We will strive to remember these things and achieve them. Now, we will have the important event of charge transfer by Professor Rajeev Sangal to Professor P.J. Narayanan. So, they are going to sign the formal letters. Now they are going to exchange the CTs. Now I have again great pleasure in requesting the new director, Professor P.J. Narayanan, to address the gathering here. Thank you.
Friends, colleagues, students, it's only with a great amount of humility and some self-doubt that I can stand here and take the charge. IIIT has had a dream life in the past 14 years. A solid foundation has been laid here. Foundation on which a great institution, great academic institution has been built and will be built in the future. Professor Sangal has no doubt been the captain of the team for most of the journey. His able leadership has played no small role in we achieving wherever we reached. However, we have made it so far as a family, as Professor Sangal emphasizes all the time, and no one element is greater or smaller in reaching this. The institute has its inherent strength in research, in teaching, and above all, the desire to shape the world through the means available to us, which may be research and teaching. These strengths are already there in abundance, and it is imperative that we build on it further for the future. I would like personally to make most of the opportunity given to me to lead the institution in the next leg of the journey. Institutions are not built in 5 years or 10 years or even few decades. So the journey is long for the institution. So the next leg, I'm ready to take the lead with some self-doubt. However, I recognize I'm a very limited man in every sense. Hence, I need the enthusiastic support and cooperation of everybody in this voyage, the faculty, the staff, the students, and everybody else. Every one of us has to row together so that the boat travels forward in the same direction and reaches the goal fast. Extraordinary institutions, when you look at extraordinary institutions, they are not built by extraordinary individuals. Even a team of ordinary individuals can build extraordinary institution, can achieve extraordinary feats when they work together. At IIIT Hyderabad, we don't have an ordinary team. We have a great team. We are an extraordinary team already. So together we can certainly achieve a lot more in the next decade and the decades following that. And we must do that. As an institute, we have set a mission of excellence in research, education, teaching, and above all, nation building. Ultimately, the students who come out of here, the products that come out of here, should help in building the nation, in taking the nation to the next step, to the next level, So this focus, unwavering focus on this mission that we have set for ourselves will indeed take us far. We will gain recognition not only in the country but also in the world. But we must work together. We must work together to claim what I call our rightful place in the community, in the academic community and the larger global community. All I can do is to pledge my total dedication in that pursuit. But I alone, as I said, I am a very limited man. I alone cannot do that. The greatest asset of IIIT is its inner strength of character, inner strength of ability in whatever we are doing, the ability, the competence in whatever we are expected to do. We do have a few limitations, mostly on peripheral issues such as resources and infrastructure. However, the limitations can be more than adequately overcome by the strength we have. Like Bill Clinton said in his inaugural speech, there is nothing wrong with this institute, to paraphrase that, there is nothing wrong with this institute that can more than be overcome by what is right with the institute. So with that spirit, if we all move forward, we can achieve great heights. At the same time, I pledge to you that I and the administration will work hard to even overcome whatever limitations we have in terms of infrastructure or other material aspects. I'm sure our exalted board as well as other friends in the industry, government and the society will support us in that. So together, let us build a strong institution that makes a lasting impact in the society, an impact that lasts 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. And that would be the contribution of especially an education institution. Education institutions are not here to make a quick buck and leave. It's not here to produce 100 students and leave. The education institutions last long, like the banyan tree that have rightfully chosen as our symbol. It lasts hundreds of years. It nourishes people, generations and generations of people, and makes a mark for itself in the annals of history. Thank you very much. I thank everybody, the community, the governing council for this opportunity, and I have learned some of the tricks watching Professor Sangal, and I would like to disturb him more whenever there are things that I don't quite understand, so that things happen the best for IIIT. Thank you very much. Let's all travel this journey together.
Thank you, Professor P.J.Narayanan. On behalf of the members who are assembled here, we wish you all success in your leading this institute with the support of the faculty. Everybody recognizes your humility, but you have the capability. This is what the president of ACM and the father of internet mentioned in the March issue of Communications of ACM. I want my young friends, students to look at the March issue of Communications of ACM. I already said in some classes, please do read that, as Professor P.J.Narayanan is fondly referred as PJN, and he also mentioned about IIIT and the work that's going on. So I will not take much of your time. So I request Sri Srini Raju, member of the governing council of our institute, and also the member of the search committee for the director of this institute, to come out to the dais and address the gathering on his occasion.
Good evening to all of you. It's been an honor for me to be part of the governing council for the past, since the inception. And it's been, for me very emotional. My attachment to this university is, it's a lot. It means a lot to me. Though I have studied in IIT and REC kind of thing, I have not been very much part of it after my graduation. But this is something which I feel very emotionally attached to. Now, I was just sharing the other day that, if you ask the question when we signed the memorandum of articles when we started the institution, that 10, 12 years from today, IIIT Hyderabad will be one of the top institutions in the country, and we would have been surprised. So when I was asked that to kind of recall what went then, whether we have met the expectations, exceeded the expectations, or did not meet the expectations. And at least personally, I feel that we have exceeded the expectations. And that's all thanks to Professor Sangal and the team. And of course, those of you who are involved in it, you see the problems every day. You say, come on, what expectations met? We have so many expectations to be met. Yes, those things will always be there. Even for the people who are doing very well in life, they also have always issues. It's not that issues are not there. It's a continuous journey. So we always have something to solve, and we solve them, and then there will be something else tomorrow. But if you see in a holistic way compared to what happened elsewhere and what are the things that happened, that's only in comparison we can say that we have met our expectations or not. And with the resources that this organization have been given, we're almost nil. Almost nil. It started with some few government, the buildings that were meant to set up a district headquarters and some land, and just 150 lakhs, 1.5 crores. That's a very small amount. That's all that was given as a seed money for this institution. I personally do not know anything anywhere in the world in this short time that has become one of the top institutions in this country with such a little money. And you will see the reasons for that. Every day I'm sure you're facing that in infrastructure. So what happened, whatever the little money that was given, that is available, that was used for the people, that was used only for the people. We didn't have money to build the buildings, so we compromised on that. What happens with many other colleges, engineering colleges and universities, you see them, there's hundreds of them in Andhra Pradesh, thousands of them across the country. They build buildings. They'll have nice infrastructure, but no professors, no people. So they will have good infrastructure, but they're not institutions, they're buildings. So you have built a great institution here under the trees, with all these less than desired buildings. And it's a great institution because it's recognized by the people, not with the infrastructure that you have. If only you had the same infrastructure like any of the IITs, you would have been number 1, not number 3, what we've been given. If you see on those rankings also, in many areas you have been ranked number 1. So overall number 3, primarily because of the infrastructure and other few other things there. And hopefully in the second phase of our life, when Mr. P.J. is taking over now, actually it will be third because we have Narendra Ahuja also helped us in the beginning, but we'll combine Professor Ahuja and Professor Rajeev Sangal's tenure as one. And now we have to look for new funding and see how we could also build the good infrastructure that we never had it. And besides that's not the only objectives. Infrastructure will only take us to some extent. But to actually take it to the next level. Now, yes, we are recognized in India. In some fields, you are recognized across the world also. But there has to be a goal setting that we need to do. I request the new director to clearly set few goals like, these are the areas that 10 years from today, you do go Googling, will be there in the first page. That means we'll show up there in the first page. That is when we say that you're one of the leaders in a chosen field. And that should be our objective. You're already there in few of them. But to add few more, broaden our area of influence. There are two areas where we could look at it. One is, which already has been said earlier, saying in the nation building. End of the day, what is the nation? It's any great nation has lots of institutions. India's problem has been that we have not built institutions. We started some institutions and we destroyed them. They are too much dependent on political system. Hence, they behave like political parties, and they also tend to go up and down like them. The political parties, the problem is that they have to compromise many things because they have to meet the requirements of the constituents. Whereas institutions, if you have independent ones, and they take the medium to long-term decisions. Every politician has to take decision now. It's short-term. They cannot take a medium to long-term thing because people will throw them off. They don't have a long-term. It's just always next election. Whereas institutions can always take decisions that span for many generations. And India's problem has been that. If you see us and other countries, that's been the bane of this country. And institutions doesn't mean that only educational institutions. This is an educational institution, where you preserve the knowledge. You hand over the knowledge from one generation to the other. And similarly, there are other institutions also. We are not party to it now at this stage, but I think a need for us in the next 50, 100 years for this country is to build the institutions of excellence, institutions which are independent. I'm very glad to see here today, fine, I just came in the last minute, but you, who are the management staff and the professors of these institutions, you are handing over from one director to the other without the involvement of any bureaucrats, politicians, or anyway this place does not have any quote-unquote proprietary owners. It's a true public institution. And though they don't say that it is really, the public institution, I think you have displayed the character of the institution there, where you say, fine, we are part of this nation, but we are doing here in this room. And I think that is something, a very profound thing. That is when you can say that, this is an institution where things can go on their own without the dependence of anything else. I was referred to that, I was in search committee and all of them. Again, same thing. There were no government in that. Of course, there's one officer always helps us, and he was there, but not as an officer of the government. He was there as one of the founders of this institution. So that is something which I really like about this one, is that you have already attained the characteristic of an institution, a true public institution. Public, I don't mean government here. This is public for the people, by the people. So that is something which is a great thing. So now, as we go forward there, I really hope that, when 10 years from today, when we meet here for something or the other, we need to look back and see that, we all spoke that day and see what is that we wanted to achieve, where are we today, and all that I could say that is that, the next time when we talk about it, we compare ourselves with the institutions across the world and see that are we one among them. And I'm sure that, with the leadership and guidance of PJN, and with all of you together here, and this will grow to the greater heights. I wish you all best. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your good words, sir. And the kind of analysis you have made is an indication why you have been successful as an entrepreneur, basically an engineer. We are indeed grateful for you for the constant guidance and support you have been extending to IIIT Hyderabad as the member of the governing council. Before we disperse, on behalf of the institute and on my own behalf, I would like to extend our warm greetings to Professor Rajeev Sangal with his new assignment, and to Professor P.J.Narayanan with his new assignment. And I thank you all for having spared your time and to come over here and to be part of this momentous occasion. Thank you very much. We'll have tea where we can have personal interactions with the directors. Thank you.